This is the Retirement Solution Podcast with financial advisor Jon Hicks, founder of J. Hagan Capital.
We're glad to have you here with us alongside financial advisor Jon Hicks, founder of J. Hagan Capital. You can find us anytime at retirementsolutionshow.com or just click on the links we've got posted in the show notes. To market, to buy hopefully will be a big fat retirement pig. Goal of every saver and investor.
Big retirement pig?
Big fat retirement pig. So we all want to have in the bank by the time that we get to the age that is calling it quits.
I like pig so much better than nest egg.
Do you want to start? Can we trademark
sausage,
this?
Bacon, ham hock. I mean, like,
so
just
much
tell
goodness.
me. I mean, even just ham hocks and green beans, change it forever.
Collard
Who wants
greens.
to do anything with a nest?
Don't come at
a
me with
nest,
collard greens.
right?
Got a little pork in it, yeah. See, we're starting
Just
on
saying
something.
in general.
We're on to
Just in
something here.
But before we get any further, no, I have to make. I have now gone this far into the new year, and I have to make an honest statement.
Okay.
I did something horrible this year, Heather.
No. This year already or last year?
It technically was towards the end of last year.
Okay.
I'm now realizing with shame what happened. We did not mail out a single Christmas card from our family. We received so many, dozens, hundreds of Christmas cards.
Did you?
We did not send out a singular one.
Why?
Here's the sad truth.
Okay.
We had set them aside. We had started addressing envelopes. We had everything going. The kids were helping out. It was great. They were stamping, and we set them in an area of the kitchen that we had cleaned up right after Thanksgiving, and they got shoved in a cabinet.
So
and
nobody
we did not
saw
realize
them,
this.
and so you thought Tennille dropped them off. Tennille thought you had dropped them off at the post office, and there they sat, forgotten.
We did not send out.
So did you mail them?
Anyone. Not yet. I just literally discovered them when we got back from Hilton Head.
I would have
and we were cleaning out, was putting back the
you
stuff.
Were like,
you never really cater people in your house that often, except for the holidays.
Okay.
So we pull this drawer out because this is where we keep, the big, turkey roaster thing. But that is where our help could be me, could be someone. We're just going to call them the help. Put all of the Christmas cards.
Okay.
So
your Christmas
I'm not
cards
as Scroogey as it seems.
are New Year's
if you didn't
cards.
get a Christmas card from me, I am just going to straight up say I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
And I didn't mean to bah humbug everybody. But I did it. And here's the greatest thing about a new year. It's a new start.
There it is.
I'm asking for forgiveness right out of the gate.
Okay.
Right out of the gate.
Noted.
I think we're going to have a new administration that we're going to frankly have to suck a few things up as well. So, hey, here we go.
All right.
It's just going to be par for the course this year.
Thinking about the new administration, a lot of people have thoughts, what good, bad, or indifferent, of what
we'll see
will happen in the market because of the administration. So there was actually an interesting conversation that happened between two market analysts recently on CNBC. One is warning this bull market is running out of steam, while the other one is saying, okay, so what do you expect people to do about it? So here's a little bit of that conversation.
But if you look at this bull market, technically it looks very tired. The volumes have dropped off significantly since the election, which is kind of bizarre. I just think we need a reset. It's never a straight line.
But most of your clients aren't very good at timing. And I say that not because they're your clients, because they're in the market. Most people aren't very good at timing as well. So you're asking people to stick with you at the moment because you're overweight and nervous, and then next 3 months or so, get out and then just find the right bottom and get back in again. That's notoriously almost impossible.
We have the new administration. It's notoriously impossible to time the market. A lot of investors, DIY investors, we just don't have. We have full-time jobs. We have families that got stuff going on. We don't do this for a living like you do.
That was a great exchange.
Yeah.
That was a great exchange because there was a few things that they said there that you kind of have to understand the industry, kind of know where things go, right?
Okay.
So the election happened November 20th. Since November 20th through the end of the year, the market was down. The first couple of days, the market was hugely up. Basically, I guess 50% of the population that wanted the new change. They felt that way. They felt euphoric about the situation. But then we had what we typically have. We typically have just a little bit of resilience, right? Everyone's starting to figure out, what is this really going to mean? What's going to happen with taxes? What's going to happen with deportation? What's going to happen with What's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? What's going to happen with all these social services? The government was looking at shutdown, right? Because they didn't have enough of the budget structure. All these things were happening and festering, and it caused the market to be unbelievably volatile.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you look at the VIX index, which is the volatility index, it spiked over 80% 2 different days in the very beginning of December. Unbelievable. We don't typically see that. Does it happen from time to time? Sure. Once every 4 or 5 years, we'll see something crazy happen, like a war breakout or an unforeseen bombing or a coronavirus type of thing. But we saw it happen twice in December. Now, the interesting thing about here is that these two gentlemen said 2 different things. One said reduced volumes. It's the end of the year. We've had a huge run up in the market up until now. We probably just had some people pulling the foot off of the accelerator just a little bit.
Okay.
It's probably why he said is a little bit tired. Now, the other side of that was, hold on. You think that this market's getting tired? You think that the bull market may not be able to sustain? But what would you expect people to do? Pull out, wait a little bit of time, earn a couple bucks on their bank account in money market, and then get back in. And he was talking about timing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the classic where it's all or none. And I completely disagree with this entire conversation. If you're looking at, you have to do either one thing or another. Never. This is why the most paramount thing of understanding finances is how are you going to behave over the long run? Because the days, the weeks, the moments, those you don't even pay attention to when you look at the broader scheme of things. And I'm not saying the market always goes up. Yeah. There are absolutely periods of the time where the market goes down and it's an absolute dog. I don't know if we're going to have that. Here's what I would say. Does it look like the bull market is a little long in the tooth? Yes. What does that mean? Does it mean we should jump out? Absolutely not. It means that we hunker down on those 5 things I talk about every single week on the show. Number 1, understand where your safety nets are, right? Number 1 is protection. How much of your money is protected? If all your money is in money market earning 4.5% or whatever the current going rate is, are you happy about that? Maybe. Have you missed out on a 25, 30% market run this year? Yeah. But the question is, are you okay with that? If you're okay with that type of comfort, then my question would be, well, if you have 4.5 with no risk, would you maybe like to have 6, 7, or 8 or 9% with no risk? Yeah. Because those currently exist, right? It's just a choice. It's something you have to choose. And on the other side, when you're looking at, I don't want all that safety. I want the opportunity to make some money. Well, good, because you're in my camp. I am very cautiously opportunistic about what this new administration may be able to do. Now, is it going to come with all of the volatility, all of the market issues, all of the nonsense that we saw 4 years ago, or I guess 8 years ago in the beginning of it? Yeah, guys, tweets move a market. Now they just don't call them tweets, they call them X's, or whatever they call them. Yeah. I mean, all my X's live in Texas. I can't call it an X. I think we're always going to call it a tweet.
I think we are
it's like when Prince is the artist formerly known as Prince.
It was always Prince.
The thing formerly known as a tweet, I think that's going to cause markets to move. And so you have to be resilient and understand how is your money protected. Because at the end of the day, I generally feel that our country is going to be in a better position over the next future than it maybe has been since the coronavirus. Let's be straight up, and that's not based on a presidency. It's not based on who was previously in office. We had a lot of weird stuff. We've had a lot of things that I think were not truly told to the American citizens, and I think that we may get to the root of it. Some of the things we may not want to know the truth, but we're going to find them out, I think. But at the end of the day, I think generally, once we get all this nonsense behind us, all this polarization of our country, America is a very resilient country, and everyone that has always thought we've already run our course, they always end up wrong in the end, right? So I generally feel over the long run, the stock market is going to be an attractive place to put some of our money as we get closer to retirement. We don't know if it's going to be a good 10 years or a bad 10 years. You do not have to look that far back where there was literally 10 years in the stock market where it made not one single dollar. Not one. That wasn't that long ago. That was between 1999 and 2009. There's a lot of people that retired at the very beginning of that frankly are still maybe having to work today, and that's because of this. So you have to have a game plan. You have to understand protection first and income second. Everything else is important, but it's a little tertiary to those 2 things. So do not ever try to time the market. figure out when you need your money sent back to you. That's the timing you need to worry about.
Okay.
When do you need the income to start? That's the part you time. Because right now, no matter how volatile the markets get, you can still get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gentlemen, ladies, I have seen 9% income streams, at least right now in this current environment. Some of those can be locked in for a year or two. I don't know how long they're going to last, and they're not guaranteed for everyone, and not everyone has access to these things, but these are things that exist. If you're worried about things, then make sure you're getting the best for that safe money. And if you want to hit home runs, and if you want to tie yourself to this administration, I don't think it's a bad idea, but don't just shove your keister out there into the wind, thinking that it'll all be good sales. You'll all be fine because people have thought that, right? Mm-hmm. Entire industries have crumbled when people thought, oh, that can't fail. Yeah. Enron, WorldCom, or even some of the cryptocurrencies. I mean, some of them come back, but some of them lost 80%, just not that long ago. So it doesn't matter if you had $1 million, you lose 80%, you don't get $1 million anymore. So these things are out there. Make sure that as you get closer to retirement, or you're thinking about those days when you kind of want your money to work for you, just be smart about it. I'll guarantee you one thing. The Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts are not sitting around talking about timing and market volumes. They're talking about how are they spending their dividends wisely to keep them away from Uncle Sam so that their heirs and their heirs and their heirs can also live a comfortable life. We can do a similar thing, even if we don't have all those commas in our bank accounts, but we just have to plan accordingly.
RetirementSolutionShow.com is our website, and where to start the conversation with Jon and his team about what you've worked so hard to earn and save, and not adopting an all or nothing mindset and mentality when it comes to your savings. If you did great in the stock market, terrific for you, but now you need to think about your money differently for your retirement. At J. Hagan Capital, they are here to help you do just that. We also have links posted in the show notes, so you can just click there, or again, find us anytime. RetirementSolutionShow.com.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Solution Podcast with Jon Hicks. Begin the conversation about your savings plan with Jon and the team at J. Hagan Capital by visiting retirementsolutionradio.com. Be sure to listen to Jon's radio show, The Retirement Solution, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and Sundays at 9 a.m. on News Radio 840 WHAS.
J. Hagan Capital Incorporated is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if J. Hagan Capital Incorporated is licensed in your state, please call 502-690-5635. J. Hagan Capital Incorporated is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through J. Hagan Capital, LLC, NPN number 1882794.